Okay, so it seems like there's been something very interesting going on in the VTuber community, which I actually missed over the past couple of days. Now, obviously, yeah, as I said, there's been a lot of drama, which obviously makes me overlook a lot of the kind of situations that's been going on. And this is something that actually happened a couple of days ago. Now, if you don't like the topic of like death or someone ending their life, then I would click off this video because that is pretty much what this video is about. And it's about a certain VTuber who, yeah, actually ended their life. And obviously, you can see here, this is a page called Official 1000 Pre, which is a VTuber kind of agency, VTuber group, whatever you want to call it, over in Japan. Now, obviously, I'm not too familiar with the Japanese scene in terms of VTubers. I'm more kind of in tune with the EN scene and what's going on over there. But pretty much this post came out on virtual YouTubers, virtual YouTubers, saying 1000 Pre Project VTuber Jamil Ramhan has actually passed away on March 11th. And recently, the agency have been confirmed. They say, we'd like to thank you for your continued support of the lifers belonging to Semper Inc. We regret to inform you that Jamil Rahman, a member of our community, or company, passed away on March 11th. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to all of those who supported Jamil Rahman during his life. We are so sorry to inform you of this sudden news, but we will refrain from giving further details. Please forgive us for not being able to give you this information until today, the 49th day of his death, and for causing everyone concern. We hope that everyone will remember the deceased and keep a warm watch over him. We sincerely pray for the repose of his soul, which again is absolutely crazy. Now, obviously, you can see here, there's actually a last post as well that he put up. Now, I don't know if he put up this post as like maybe a scheduled thing, or like he wrote it out before he did it or whatever, but he goes into detail about what happened and why this actually happened to him, which we will go into. Obviously, yeah, it's been 49 days and it's taken them almost a month to actually announce this, so I'm sure a lot of fans of him were very confused about what has actually happened, because it's like your VTuber just goes missing for like an entire month and you get no word of it, which again must have been very confusing for a lot of fans of these people. So yeah, again, they must not be happy at all. And obviously they say, this is his last post. They say, I, Jamil Rahman, attempted to commit suicide by charcoal briquette at midnight on March 11th, 2025. This is an automatic posting that has not been undone, that I am no longer in this world. I lost my family, my job, and my girlfriend on February 22nd, 2025. 3 at the same time in one day. I was fired from my job, and when I reported it to my parents, they disowned me, and when I called my girlfriend to tell her about it, she asked me to leave her for another matter. If each one had come individually, I could have dealt with it, but with all 3 coming at once, I had nowhere to do with it, and my emotions were completely out of whack. It was the day of my return stream, but this is the reason I took the day off. I was able to repair the relationship with my family, with whom I had not been on good terms with for the past several years. I got a job which had been my dream for a long time. I even got a girlfriend this year. So my life was just beginning. Just when I was about to start my life, I lost everything in one day. I couldn't sleep, and I closed my eyes to go to sleep. I would wake up with flashbacks of bad memories. I couldn't even eat. My heart often pounded, and it was really hard to live. I thought that it would be better just to go die and go through such a pain, so I ended up in this situation. Sorry for the sudden report. And obviously, this is all translated from this post here. Obviously, I just wanted to go through a lot of this other stuff. Also, he also goes through some other things about like other people that have helped him, which again, I think that's a nice message to leave at the end. Obviously, he also leaves a message to his ex-girlfriend who broke up, saying, I'd always been fond of you until February, but since March I've only felt resentment and hatred, not because, so you are not the cause of this. Sorry, I'm lying, but I still love you. I'll be gone first, but I hope you'll be happy. Obviously, yeah, they said, I've been alive for 32 years, and I've had the opportunity to meet so many different people. It's been a wonderful life. So this person was 32 years old, obviously the person behind this VTuber thing. I don't know if the company knows that they released this and that they plan to release this. Obviously, they know now because they've seen it on their page, but I don't know if they knew about it, because obviously they said they weren't going to give any more details about what was going on, and then all of a sudden this came out, which again is kind of crazy. Obviously they say, really sucks for your supposedly support system to just drop you on your darkest days. My condolences, dude. May you be in a better place now. And also they're saying about the charcoal briquette thing, because that is a very odd way of ending your life. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody doing it like that. But again, apparently they're talking about like carbon monoxide poisoning, that kind of thing, which again might be a better way of doing it. I don't know. But again, it seems like, it's pretty sad. And obviously a lot of people have been supporting this post, and also, his post as well, his original post, which has about 2 million views and 3.9 thousand likes. Again, I feel like, that's a very low amount of likes for such a sad post like that. But again, maybe it's just people that didn't know what was going on. I saw the news and wondered who it was, so I came to see it as curious bystander. This is a very painful experience. Obviously, yeah, there's a lot of Japanese response to this. Say, wouldn't the spoons forever hold it that way? Which again, they're not even talking about what's going on here. They're talking about the art there, which again, that person just didn't even read the tweet, which again is kind of crazy. And obviously, all of these people here, are pretty supportive of it. They're saying, depending how known his parents are, they're not going to live this down for a very long time, which is true. They say, bro, what kind of parent disowns their child whenever their kid loses their job? They said, those parents deserve every weight of their action. They say, oh, gee, this is just sad. Wow. Waking up to this never made me feel the same again. And, I don't know how popular this person was. I feel like, they weren't at this state where they could get, like a full-on career, I guess, in terms of YouTubing. I feel like that is what I've kind of taken away from this. Obviously, well, they have about 3,000 followers, so they weren't like a massive VTuber who was making tons of money off of VTubing or anything like that. This is someone who obviously does VTubing as a side, got into this agency or whatever, but obviously it doesn't make enough, so he got into a job, everything like that. And, obviously the stress of those jobs and, losing a lot of this kind of stuff has caused this to happen. And obviously, yeah, it seems like, the rest of r/virtual YouTubers have been supporting this, got 2,000 upvotes over on here. And again, they say my condolences, and hopefully may this be the last of the bad news we'll receive for the last day in April, which again, this was actually, uploaded in April, which if you don't know, it's been a pretty bad month for VTubers, I gotta be honest, with a lot of the drama stuff that's been going on, and, all of the other things that I've talked about. It's been not great at all. Obviously, they say may rest in peace, Obviously, another sad day for April for VTuber fans. They say, that's a lot to process, everything like that. They say if you scroll down his Twitter page, there's signs of it, including Choice's song and his tweets. That's how it is. My friend did the same thing before they took their life, which again is kind of crazy. And, it seems like a lot of people are just like supporting it in here, which again is the kind of correct response. Obviously, it would suck if, all of these people who had just like left him, like for example, the girlfriend, the family, whatever, and then also people over online are going to be like, oh, but I think that this and this and this. Obviously, that would be the worst thing to happen, because it just kind of proves that even more people are just getting, kind of stupid about this kind of stuff. But that's not the case with this. It's good to see that everyone online is kind of being supportive towards this kind of stuff. And obviously, I think that, I don't know, I wouldn't really blame the VTuber agency here, because as I said, it doesn't seem like they're a very big one. So I don't think they have the money or the implementations in place to kind of provide any kind of like mental whatever, because I don't think this was due to the VTubing anyways. It wasn't the stress of being a VTuber. I feel like it was literally due to some outside sources. So again, anybody kind of blaming them, I don't think, it's worth your time, because again, I don't think they really had anything to do with it. They didn't really like prevent him from like doing anything or like cause it or anything. Because again, he literally didn't mention it at all. If anything, all he mentioned was the fact that a lot of his, VTuber friends or whatever that he's met on there have actually helped him. So again, I feel like, in terms of the VTuber side of it, it's fine. But in terms of the personal side of it, obviously, it just kind of sucks. So that's pretty much all there is to know about this. I just wanted to bring this to your attention, because obviously this is pretty big news a couple of days ago. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See ya.